Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about the ocean extinction. If you have not heard yet on the news, they have been saying that for the first time ever, whales are no longer making sound in the ocean, and it's actually a warning sign for humanity. And I want to take a look at that. I really want to take a deep dive into this. As you guys may have recalled, the last time I talked about Glacier, I talked about how there was going to be the largest animal. I personally thought I was talking about the predator was going to undergo extinction and a new one's going to take its place. Not once had it ever considered or ever been thought of that it could actually be a non-harmful animal, a non-harmful animal like the whale. I did not put that into my anticipation. So we're going to talk about in today's video about the whales and the ocean extinction and what my psychic channeling told me many months ago when I did the shooting star prophecy, and why it is now unfolding now, and what could it mean for humanity as a whole, and what do scientists mean when they say it's a warning sign for humanity. That's what we're going to find out in today's video. So I am here to tell you that I am wrong. I was wrong. I took my second channel and I thought for a moment it was talking about sharks and dolphins and killer whales. Not once had it ever crossed my mind that it could be a sperm whale or a blue whale or something like that. I don't know much about whales, but stick with me here. So, anyway, this video is being recorded on Thursday, August 14th at 8:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as when I'm recording this video. This video is just for entertainment and for educational purposes only as well. And if you want to be notified and stay in the loop when I do post and upload, just go into the description and in the comment section below. If you are interested and want to stay in the loop, I will personally be notifying you on Blue Sky and Facebook. Alright guys, let's go ahead, let's begin. We have a lot to get through in today's video. I was asking my spirit guides, like, okay, what crystals should I use to channel the energy of the ocean? And I completely forgot for a moment, years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, I picked up the crystal because it looks like a whale. And you kind of can't see it from all the glare, but I'm going to try to hide some of the glare. You can kind of see it looks like a whale. Specifically, it looks more like a killer whale. And I didn't understand at the time why I was so attracted to the crystal, but now it's actually for the first time ever, it's going to serve its purpose here on this here on this video. I also do have as well, I do also have apatite, which is a beautiful, beautiful crystal. It's a dark blue crystal, and this reminds me of Atlantis. This is what I used when I was doing my Atlantis video, and I was able to channel the energy of Atlantis. If you want to go ahead and watch that video, I will put the link to my video to Atlantis in the description below if you want to go check that out. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's read what I said a couple months ago, and we're going to go from there. Now that we understand what Spirit really meant when they said in my shooting star prophecy, this was recorded on January the 11th at 11:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If that wasn't more spiritual, if that wasn't more on tune, on part, then I don't know what to say, but that is pretty much as is. So I'm going to read it to you. This is called the Shooting Star Prophecy. I did a deep dive into this more in terms of technological aspect to it with Elon Musk and stuff like that. But this specific one, we're going to talk about the ocean. Hello, James. Hello, JB. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Alright, so it says here, life as we know it will come to an end. A transformation is on its way. Beauty shall grace this planet once again. Nature will reconcile and solve the issues of the modern world. Expect a form of evolution to take hold before your eyes. A new king of the seas, and land may take their rightful place in the food web. Those that dominated will no longer dominate in this new world to call home. A new sharkland will realign the a new shaken will realign the coral reefs and aid in its fast-paced progress towards a better prepared food web. The monsters of the seas will be no more. A new one will emerge to take its place. Humans will not be able to affect the life of the seas, for that they have adapted. A tidal wave shall grace this world once again. It will bring forth the kiss of life and death. The world will change rapidly, for that many changes are coming. So, we're not going to read the rest of it because it had nothing to do with the main topic of today's video, but you can kind of see if you want to screenshot this on your time. Let me just kind of bring this towards where you guys can see this. And you can kind of really see here, it says here, a new shaking will realign the coral reefs and aid in its fast-paced progress toward a better prepared food web. It talks about the monsters of the seas will be no more. A new one will emerge to take its place. So when I was thinking monster, I was thinking more of like predator, more of like a shark or like a dolphin, something that eats other living things. I never thought for one it was talking about monster in terms of gigantic sizes, like the great sperm whale, the blue whale. This is the first time in human history where humans are able to record the sound waves of whales, but for some reason they could not speak. And there's something really significant about this as well, because as I was preparing to do this video, I was looking for this tarot deck. And I found these two decks. I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to suffice for, this tarot deck and the landscape deck. But all of a sudden, I turn around as I'm getting these two decks, and this shows up right on my table. I didn't take it, I didn't touch it. But Spirit gave it to us, and we're going to look and read it with this. Because Spirit actually told me, like, Chris, you have to do this video. It's important. And if you're wondering why, it's not meant for, a lot of the videos I do, it's not meant for entertainment to entertain you, because I'm not like one of those entertainer psychics. I tell you what's happening in the world, whether it benefits me or not, because it's not about benefiting me. It's about keeping you guys informed. So, this was a deck that was chosen by Spirit that was literally laid out on my table as I was looking for two other tarot decks. And that's what we're going to find out in today's video. JB said, in parts of Australia, there is currently a major out-of-season algae bloom, plus coral bleaching on both of the eastern and western coasts. So something is definitely happening in the ocean, that's for sure. And if you're wondering how I was able to channel some of this information, what I do is I listen to biannual beasts, specifically tied to the Akashic Records. And as I'm tuning into my psychic vision and psychic intuition, because my clairaudience turned on, I write down whatever I'm hearing. So whatever thoughts come into my head, I just write them down. I don't question it. I don't try to interpret it. I just write it down with permanent ink, and that's how they come to be. And so far, a lot of them have been very accurate. Only way that they have become inaccurate is when I misinterpret it or misunderstand it, but later on, I do understand what it is that it's saying. So it has a high accuracy rate. It's just the interpreter at the time, we need to have the information all laid out to really understand what Spirit is telling us. All right, so Spirit Angels, tell me, what is it that is so important about the whales going extinct, or even better yet, why are whales going silent? Why are whales going silent? I'm hearing oil. The first card that comes in here is the Four of Pentacles. This is security, safety. They sense danger. That's what it is. They sense danger. The whales are not speaking because they sense danger. When we have here why, I'm getting chilled on this. Because they know the Tower card is coming, destruction. They sense danger because destruction is near. And this is a period of reflection. Did humanity serve planet Earth? Because remember I did many videos where I talked about how under Donald Trump's presidency, we were going to witness a lot of natural disaster, because when you totally disregard nature for what it is, and you're out of alignment, out of energy, and not in tune with Mother Nature will attack you as a way of defense. And so this is essentially saying that many nations who are not in alignment with Mother Nature will experience many great shaking. And it makes a lot of sense. And we're gonna go back to the Psychic Channel in a moment. But we have here the period of Six of Cups, which symbolizes reflection. And at this point, it's like, did humanity really serve the highest interest of planet Earth? Did it serve its best interest when it comes to the animal cohabiting on this Earth? Or did it do what it wanted to do and just serve its own self-interest? And that is what this reflection is, because although man feels that he is superior to all living things on land and even in the world, Mother Nature is the one who's superior to all. And that when Mother Nature strikes, man becomes vulnerable. He is no longer invincible. And that's why the reflection card is here. We have the whale card here. We have the dolphin in the background. Dolphins are very significant. I'll tell you why in a moment. We have here the next card that comes in. It's the Page of Swords. Gossip. It's all about whether or not you're able to do something with a good intention. When you gossip, you're not doing it with the intention to, spread good things. Normally, when you gossip, you're talking about people behind their backs. So it's always about the darker intention, the path of lesser intention. And we also do have here, and I was told to show you that this is a spirit animal chart. Now, if you have a spirit animal, just let me know and I'll read it to you. But let's take a look at the dolphin. Let's find out what does the spirit mean when it talks about the dolphin. It talks about dolphins bring a sense of friendship, playfulness, and intelligence. It improves your sense of connectedness and helps you to remember your dreams. That's what dolphin is. And dolphin is all about your connection to Mother Nature, like as I was saying. But when it comes to the whale, though, what is going on with the whale? What's the spirit of the whale? What we have here, it brings regeneration, new beginnings, and provides a sense of calm. Your spirit whale can help you develop creativity and establish a peaceful contact with the divine realm. What's really interesting, because we never had that spirit just suddenly put this on and told me out of the blue, do a video on this. I was actually going to do today a political video and answer some of your questions, which I'm going to do after this. But this was a necessary video that they wanted me to do. Specifically, they wanted me to do it live so that I can interact with you as we go. But I found this to be really interesting, and I really do hope that you do have a takeaway from this, that this is very important. It does highlight where we are as a society, where we are as a collective, because it talks about, as well, like I said, this is live, this is not edited in any way, and it talks about new beginnings, right? What did the whale symbolize? The whale symbolized new beginnings, right? So it makes sense that this tarot card, specifically the Fool card, will come up as a point of a new era, a new dynasty, a new age is upon us. And it has always been, I've been talking about this for a very long time, that we're going to get to this point where we're going to reach a period of no return, and that we're going to enter into the final stages of the sixth extinction, and then we're going to head into the seventh extinction. And after the seventh extinction, will also lead towards the end of humanity as a whole, as a collective, as a species. But we are very much into the sixth extinction towards the end of it. So a lot of animals will change, a lot of animals will die towards the very end, but a lot of new ones will come and will be born. The top of the deck, though, we have as well as we have the Ten of Swords, which means ending. Oh my God, you can't make this up. You guys are literally here with me right live. So the endings on the top of the deck, the bottom of the deck is new beginning. What's the odds of that happening? What are the odds? Very slim. Now, going back into my psychic channeling book, why is it important? What is the warning that it's telling us? Well, when you look at my psychic channeling book for the, the Students of Prophecy, not only does it talk about what is happening in the ocean and the massive shake-up with the food web and everything like that, it also talks about a great shaking. It says here, a new shaking will realign the coral reefs and aid in fast-paced progress towards a better prepared food web. Yes, an earthquake will really well do that, right? In hindsight, it will. But there's a caveat here. If there's an earthquake, there's also affects some sort of landmass on planet Earth, right? And it says here, right after this, it says humans will not be able to affect the life of the seas, for that they adapted. Hello, Lindsay. How are you, my love? Hello, Doris. A tidal wave shall grace this world once again. It will bring forth the kiss of life and death. Right? That's the warning. We asked them, what is the warning that's, well, when whales stop speaking, what is the warning for humanity? And it's saying that it's a warning for destruction, but it's also a new beginning, a new period, a new age. Right? That is the warning sign. And it's the warning because it's reflection. So what is it talking about when whales go silent? It's talking about danger. When we asked what the first card that came up, it was security. Why are they not speaking? Because they are aware of something. They are aware of the danger that's coming to us. They're aware of the danger that's coming, and it has to do with natural disasters all over planet Earth. They are aware of this, and that's why they are silent. Where are the most silent? There's big shaking. That's where it's going to be focused. If you can find out where our whales are no longer speaking, that'll be a key highlight for you to know. where danger will be in place. So for example, if you were to go hunting into a forest, and the forest sounds so peaceful, so quiet, just because something sounds beautiful, even when it's peaceful, that is when a predator is nearby. So, in hindsight, when you take that same concept and apply it to the ocean, where there is silence, there is danger. Because silence means something big is coming. So remember that. Silence means something big is coming. Never the opposite. When something's noisy, the predator or the danger will never reveal itself until it is silent. Remember that. And that also applies to the United States as well. Going into the next page of the same cycle channel, which was on January the 11th at 11:11 p.m., it says here the Pacific Ocean will experience many ups and downs in regards to land and water, like peekaboo. So it's either going to experience high rise in sea level or massive tidal waves, right? There could be even like land masses rising and crashing to the ground. I've seen like swampy land as well, so that's also a possibility. It says here many will run, but that do not follow the masses, as they are dumb. So do not follow people. So people in large groups are running, following in one direction. Don't go in that same direction. Spirit is always saying, go in the direction where animals are going, because they're going to lead you to safety. If you follow the people, they'll lead you to your grave. So, it says here, they will lead you to the grave. Run to safety, so follow the animal, for that I have sealed a compass in all, in time of great emergency, but modern humans lack it, as you were not my own creation, but rather a byproduct of my original. California and many others shall hear my sound, for that they will experience a shaking, unlike anything humans experienced since the age of the dinosaurs. So what does this mean here? It's talking about California and many countries within the Ring of Fire going to experience massive earthquakes. Specifically, anything that has ever been recorded on human history. So what is the danger of the whale telling us that's happening with the silence? Is that where there is silence, there will be massive earthquakes. Going forward, you're going to see a correlation within the graph between whales no longer making sound and the location where massive earthquakes start occurring, and maybe possibly even better yet, natural disasters occurring. It says here, life will resurface that has once again been long gone, but it will not be made by me, but by those trying to be like me. The same way Lucifer did, the angel of illumination and knowledge, but that all-knowing can indeed corrupt the very moral subject to its own power. So what it is saying here is saying that life will resurface once again, but it won't be created by its own creator. It will not be created by nature, but instead humans will take the mantle to bring back extinct animals back into the modern world. It will de-extinct animals, right? It says here, he is not evil, except he can be too much for the many, corrupting those who seek the forbidden fruit of knowledge. Man was not meant to know all that it knows, but somehow consciousness was unlocked for the many in ways not yet even I can comprehend. I had to make this new world around your new perspective, for that this is or was never normal, but yet I persisted. The storm you all talk about was never for the many, but by the few. A reset only by and for the few. Everything else remained true and fine. What is it saying here? What's the storm that everybody talked about? The great flooding, right, in the Bible. I'm not religious in any way, but it's talking about the storm. The Bible is saying that this storm that they talked about was only for the few. It was never for the many. Because it was supposed to get rid of those who were corrupt, those who did not have the best intention for planet Earth. And it's saying again, Mother Nature will do the same thing again to get rid of those who don't have good intention with planet Earth and to realign itself energetically with those who will have the best intention for Mother Nature. So, that is the reading. That is the danger. But we're going to ask the cards now if that is what it's indicating. Is that what it's indicating? Is there massive flooding? Is it earthquakes? What's going on here? Oh, Doris, your spirit animal is a grizzly bear? Okay, let's just take a quick look and then I'll read. A grizzly bear, where is it? Okay. The bear, bring peace, modesty, and benevolence. It helps you find a way to communicate with your soul. It can assist you to understand the meaning of your dreams. I have a feeling you had some dreams lately that were on, what to call it, that you were not aware of. I know I told you that I'm going to speak to you soon. We are going to be speaking, Doris, soon. Hopefully, we're going to find time to reconnect. And we're going to talk about those dreams. I have a feeling one of them had a message for you. All right, so Spirit Angels, tell me, what is the danger? What are whales aware of? And why are they staying silent? Because you obviously mentioned that there is a destruction that's coming in areas where it is not in alignment with Mother Nature's best interests. Tell me about that. Tell me what is coming. What are whales aware of? What are whales aware of? What are whales aware of? We have here Earth magic. Fairies, right? They're aware of the magic of Mother Nature. The topic that here is karma, DNA. Interesting. We literally just in the reading, we just talked about DNA on our karma and how we, because we're not our own original creation, we don't have the internal compass to know when we need to flee to safety. We don't have that ability, but animals do. Interesting. Because we have here as well, we have the blessings. And the blessing is reversed. We're asking why, what does the whales know? And it says blessing in reverse. It knows hardship. It knows danger. It knows something coming. So this is really further enhancing what it already knows. But it also knows ancient healing wisdom. It knows that Mother Nature needs to heal. Mother Nature is hurting. Mother Nature needs to cleanse the nation, to cleanse the planet. It needs to get rid of those who are not in alignment, who are not energetically aligned with the best interest of Mother Nature. So it needs to shake that off a little bit, right? We also do have here as well, we have the full moon, which means completion. It means the cycle has just begun. It has not been completed. So we're going to see a lot more information, a lot more things start to come about that starts to bring us more to understanding why are the whales going silent. And why is this very important? Because whales, again, when we come to the what's it called, that little cheat sheet, it talks about how whales were specifically connected to the divine realm. So it makes sense. This is more than what a lot of scientists are aware of. This is talking about the simple fact that Mother Nature, in particular, when it comes to the whale, are the direct sign from the spiritual world. The spirit world is talking to us through whales. It may not be able to speak to us in plain English. Of course, it's not going to. But they're going to use whales as a method to tell us what is going on planet Earth, to tell us where to focus our energy and where to flee danger when it is the most silent. As I always said before, where there is silence, there is a predator. There is danger nearby. So go where there isn't sound, noise, or if you don't know and you can't figure out where the silence or danger is, look to where the animals are. If you haven't noticed around you there's less animals or less birds, or you don't hear any chirping, you don't see any lizards, that's a sign of something coming. I'm getting told to a lot of you guys to be aware of this coming forward in California, Washington, Oregon, British Columbia, Alaska. I'm also getting, for those of you guys who live in Chile, Peru. Why Peru? And then we also have here as well, we also do have Honduras, Guatemala, and Costa Rica. And then we have some of you guys in Thailand, Taiwan, China, and Japan. And then you go down further down toward the area where Oceania is. I've seen Australia, a little bit of New Zealand, not so much, but kind of like the northern tip of the island in New Zealand. And also Mount Fuji. I don't know where Mount Fuji is, but I'm also here in Mount Fuji. So I don't know if that's an island, I don't know if that's a mountain, but whatever that is, wherever that is, they're also telling me to focus on that as well. So, going in back into the reading, we have here Spirit Angel. Tell us a little bit more about this energy. What more danger is coming toward planet Earth? Now that we are now aware of this situation, at least some of us is, what danger is coming? Waterfall, effortless. So water. So there's going to be a lot of water danger. I've seen in the waterfall here massive flooding. I see a lot more rising in floods. I feel like there's going to be a rushing of water pretty quickly at a very rapid pace, like flash floods. Yeah, we have activation. It has not started, but it will begin to start. I'm seeing massive hurricanes, and that also the hurricane is going to be the start of it. So wherever the first hurricane hits the United States this year, it's going to start massive flooding around the United States. Mountain Fuji's in Japan. Thank you, Doris. You also have here Earth Magic. It's going to go where, again, like I've been saying, where it's not in alignment with Mother Nature. So, again, it's going to hit the United States pretty rapidly. The bottom of deck here, we have the whales. The whales, which means breach, which means that something is going to get breached, but it hasn't happened yet. And what's getting breached? Land and water. It's going to get breached with water, which means that massive flash floods. Okay, anything else? We have here ancestors, generation. This has to do with our generation. This is generational karma. We talked about the DNA before. This is talking about our generation. Why are we experiencing this? Because we've been here before. This is not something that we haven't experienced. We've been through this. We lived through this. And this is the natural order of things. But because of humanity's inability to connect with Mother Nature, we're ending up in a situation where it's a lot harder for us to manage. But a lot of you guys here with me should not be in a period of scaredness or be afraid, because we are here right now being told information by Mother Nature directly. We have here, you have an opportunity to find a sanctuary. You have an opportunity to find your place to be safe, the place to be guarded. Spirit gave you all the resources that you needed. It told you to follow the animals when they're in danger, to not follow man, but instead follow the animal. It tells you to listen to when things are silent. It tells you this stuff. It tells you. Because Spirit is speaking to you directly. It's telling you directly. I feel like, Sarah, if you're listening to me, this is your sign. We have here summer solstice, radiance, summer solstice. It's talking about the hot. I'm actually getting areas where there was a lot of heat and drying out, specifically deserts, are going to be prone to flash floods. I don't know why, but they're going to be very prone to flash floods. So areas where there is drought or complete dryness are going to be experiencing a lot of flash floods. I'm also being told Africa as well. And underneath here, this is going to be our new beginning. This is what's coming for us, right? This is what's coming. Look how beautiful that looks. But you can't get this without massive flooding. If you have a drought area, right, a drought, you can't get forests to grow there because the ground hasn't been heavily saturated. There is no opportunity for growth when it is dry and stuck or just all powder. But when things can be reformed, it can be reformed through water, through flood. So yes, flooding and all these natural disasters are bad for humanity and bad for the ecosystem. It also is a way for Mother Nature to replenish herself, to create a new world, that one that can be able to provide food for one another, to provide food and resources for other worldly animals, right, for other cohabitants. So that is what Mother Nature is. So Mother Nature and the danger of what the whales are talking about is talking about, the rise of natural disasters, specifically massive earthquakes, massive flooding, stuff like that. But it also talks about how something beautiful could come about it. That there is more than what meets the eye. So JP wants to know, do you see any risk coming from melting of icebergs, say a virus, etc., or the discovery of unknown deep sea animals? Ironically enough, I actually did a video on melting of icebergs. If you have not watched that, I said it was the East Coast tsunami that's going to hit the East Coast. And that one is going to be due to the iceberg. This actually was coinciding with my Titanic video, when I talked about how the new Titanic is going to set sail around that time period when the new Titanic is in the Atlantic Ocean. That one was actually going to be stinking. So if you guys are planning on going on the Titanic, my recommendation to you, again, this is just for entertainment purposes only, and educational purposes only as well. But I wouldn't recommend you go on the Titanic because it's going to stink again. When I did the new video, Titanic 2 will indeed stink. But this time it's not going to hit an iceberg. The iceberg is going to collapse into the water, and it's going to cause a massive tsunami, not only crashing and sinking Titanic, but also hitting every area of the Atlantic Ocean. So there's that. We talked about actually a virus emerging from the iceberg. I did do a video on that. I said that there was going to be another pandemic. So that video I actually have done. So if you go to my NASA Disaster, the Man-Made Disaster playlist, you'll find all those videos in that description. And the discovery of deep sea monsters or animal, that's coming soon. Unfortunately, I can't do it in this video because we're too early in this, but that's coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to talk about that soon, and the rise of deep sea monsters and the possibility of the megalodon, the shark, making a comeback. Okay, so what about the area of Pittsburgh? Okay, so I could take a look. I'm going to take my whale crystal that looks like a whale. You guys can't see it, but let me see if I can show you. You kind of see here, if I hold it in this direction, it kind of looks like a whale, specifically an orca whale. And then I have my ocean crystal, and I'm going to see if I can channel for you any information for Pittsburgh in regards to any natural disasters. I'm getting a lot of tornadoes, possibly a tornado. I'm also getting water. Is Pittsburgh anywhere near a river? I'm getting like tornadoes or something. I'm getting like a lot of rain and activity. I wouldn't actually be surprised if this is a hurricane. So if anything, I would say out of all the possibilities, I would put my money on a hurricane hitting Pittsburgh. Not directly. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more north, kind of like where New York City is. But you guys are going to get the blunt of it, at least particularly the heavy aspect in terms of the rain and wind and flooding. I do see there is going to be some tornado kind of towards the eastern realm of Pennsylvania, kind of leaning more towards where Lake Michigan is. Like that area up there is going to be experiencing a lot of tornadoes when this hurricane does hit Pennsylvania, or the remnants of a hurricane does come towards Pennsylvania. But that's where I'm getting. I'm seeing a lot of flat land, kind of as you go out east towards Pennsylvania, kind of like towards where Lake Michigan is. That's where I would say the most dangerous. But in terms of Pittsburgh, it's going to experience a lot of rain, a lot of wind, but I don't see any tornadoes specifically. If the only thing that's going to be drastic is going to be the hurricane itself, but it's going to be pretty much safe from tornadoes except one. But 1 out of 100 is going to be a lot better than 1 out of 5. So there's that. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to put it in the description, especially related to this topic, which is going to be really good. Let me see. Let me see if I have anything else that I want to add. Spirit Angel Time, anything else that you want to tell us in terms of the ocean? What else is going on in the ocean? Actually, I want to know, will whales go extinct? Will whales go extinct? At least the ones where they can't hear noise from. Are they going extinct? Are they going extinct? We have a reflection. So if whales do go extinct, yes, they are going extinct. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to say, I'm getting chilled on this. I'm going to say this is the end of whales. But typically, what it's saying is that whales symbolize a period in time where whales were so important for humanity and its growth and evolution, specifically whale oil, whale blubber, and all those things. It's saying that whales will symbolize the extinction of most whales, majority of whale species. It's going to symbolize how humanity affected animals on Earth and how it affected it to the point where there was a period of no return. And this is what the reflection card is. It's a mere reflection of planet nature. It also reflects humanity at its whole, at its worst. And when I ask, like, the question is, oh, well, it's going extinct, we end up getting a ton of stories what symbolizes an ending. So I will say that majority, if not more than 85% of whale species are going to go extinct. As of now, it does look like that's where it's heading. And we do have here, we have the vortex. We're talking about temptation. It's the idea that things are coming down into the ending. It's getting to a point where it's not able to sustain itself long term. I do see that. That's why it's represented the Six of Cups, which indicates the reflection. The Ten of Swords would indicate the ending, and the Vortex would indicate the temptation. The idea that there could be more to life than what it really is that temptation that is playing with the idea of life and death. Quote unquote, the kiss of life and death. You can kind of see that here, is that the vortex. I would not be surprised if the vortex is pulling them into a higher dimensional plane where we can no longer see them on a physical plane, but whales will be more elevated to a higher realm of existence. So, in hindsight, is not dolphins, is whales going extinct? Yes, whales are indeed going extinct, but it's going to be on a higher plane of existence. Eventually, when we get to a higher plane of existence, those valuable, those what's it called, the invisibility cloak that they experience will now be lifted for us to see. But as of right now, we can't see them because as some of them die, start to enter this vortex period, they are disappearing. I've heard that about deep sea monsters coming up. Yeah. Okay, I did a Doomsday reading on that, by the way. If you want to go watch my Doomsday fish. Hello, Sharon Lynn. How are you, my love? It's been a very long time since I last saw you in my live. Okay, so we have that listed, and it makes sense, too, when we talk about the dolphin going extinct. I mean, not dolphin, the whales going extinct, because it said in that video, the monsters of the sea will be no more. A new one will come to replace it. The monsters of the sea was apparently the largest whale ever, which I had no idea. It was indicating that I thought it was a predator. So, I just want to take a look at landscape. It's actually really interesting too because in this Earth Magic deck, I have earthquakes or tsunamis in this deck, and not once had to come up in this reading. But I want to ask it directly. Are there going to be massive earthquakes and tsunamis? Is that what Spirit is telling us? Is this what it's telling us? Okay, so we have whales breach. So when the breach comes, because remember how I said there's going to be a lot of water or a lot of land activity, happening on planet Earth, and the breach, when this happens, it talks about a new change is coming. Right? That's what the breach symbolizes. The breach symbolizes when massive amount of water coming at once and start flash flooding. That will be the indicator. If it's a whale, Doris, and it's part of the whale species, because you are asking about the beluga whale, what do you call it? If it's part of the direct lineage of the whale species, I said 85% will go extinct. If this part of that, then the possibility of beluga whale could be part of that. Okay, so Spirit Angel, tell me about earthquakes and tsunamis and anything else. If this was happening after the extinction of the food web. Communication Eagle. We have veil in reverse. The veil is being fogged, right? Remember I talked about how the whales after a certain point are like the raising their vibration to a higher vibrational stand where you can no longer see them. So yes, they're going extinct on this plane of existence, but they're not actually going extinct entirely. Over here we have waterfall effortless. I don't see any tsunamis coming up or earthquake, which is a good sign, but yeah, I don't see any earthquakes. I want to see where that thing is. I don't see. We have lightning. That's not coming in, so that's good. We don't have. Where is the earthquake? The tsunami. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it anywhere. So we're good. We're good. So we're happy about that. Yeah, I don't see anything. So we're good. That's why I didn't come in the reading today. But we do have dragonfly emergence. Something is going underground. Something's becoming hidden. Right? It says emerge. What's the opposite of emerge? To hide. To go in hiding, if you will. We also have here shapeshift in the clouds. We asked about, is there going to be massive earthquakes and tsunamis and stuff like that? It's reversed right now, but the clouds are not shapeshifting. The energy is not there yet because it has not yet been breached. When we start to get massive flash flooding, I will revisit the video and we will start asking, when the whales stop singing, does that indicate that there are earthquakes a massive tsunami that's coming. As of right now, it's saying that it has not yet been breached. So that's why the answer to the question is not coming up. Underneath the breach card, we also have communication, which means eagle. And eagle is all about the communication. It's how you respond. So what is it saying? It's saying that Mother Nature is using whales right now that's not singing as a chance, an opportunity for humanity to come together to connect with Mother Nature again. It's giving the last warning. This is the last warning of Mother Nature before destruction comes. So instead of it saying, oh, well, destruction coming 100%, it's saying that the warning is destruction, but we're not going to destroy everything. We're giving you the opportunity to fix your ways, to become more in alignment with Mother Nature, to become more in tune and be nice and kind to other cohabitants. So this is what it's talking about. It's becoming in alignment. It's telling you to be more kinder to Mother Nature, to do what's best for Mother Nature, to care about its animals, the dog, the cat, the fish, the water, whatever it is. I don't care. As long as it's breathing and living, treat it with kindness. That also includes plants. If you don't believe me, take a plant and look at one of these very bizarre plants that look like birds or lizards or snakes or spiders, but yet they don't have eyes, but yet somehow they look like animals that we see every day. You gotta ask yourself, just because you don't see them breathing with a lung, doesn't mean that they're not alive. Crystals are a best indicator. Just because you don't see lungs in it doesn't mean it holds any power. Energy holds life. We've talked about this many times on the channel where it talked about how life is not the formation of how you can see whether or not something's breathing, but rather what can hold energy. Things are alive even when they don't appear to be alive. And we have here movement, river. It's when things are still right now. It's saying that things are still. It's giving you the opportunity, the ability to build up strength, to protect nature, not to destroy it. And if you do that, things will be very calm. Our transition from the old era into the new will be a lot calmer, be a lot more peaceful, be a lot more where people are alive and able to survive it. It will be effortless. We can have this. This is Mother Nature giving us the ability to change our way for the betterment of humanity. The question is what will humanity do? Would humanity help others? Will humanity come to the realization that it can heal Earth and be a part of Mother Nature, not against Mother Nature, and Mother Nature will reward that? Or will humanity stand in the way and Mother Nature will sweep them away? That's the question that all of us will ponder. So far, many humans on planet Earth have stood in the way of Mother Nature. The question is, will they still stay in the way? Or will they get out of the way? That's the question I have for you. What do you think humanity is going to do? Where do you think we're heading? That's the question I want you to ponder with. JP wants to know, what do you see for Cindy, Australia? I'm seeing rainbow. I'm seeing rainbow. I'm seeing like a rainbow ray being shined over Sydney, Australia. Like a rainbow ray. And I'm seeing something falling from the sky. It's like little black specks. Something falling from the sky with rainbow ray. And I'm seeing a celebration of a kangaroo. Very bizarre, but I don't know, maybe there's a famous kangaroo in Australia. Someone that may have been injured, may have been hurt, and is recovered from surgery or something like that. That's my best interpretation, but that's what I'm getting. Maybe, hopefully, we'll find out what is going on in Sydney, Australia, but that's all that I got. I got like little black specks flying from the sky, rainbow ray coming over Sydney, Australia, and a kangaroo being celebrated in the streets. I don't know if you have Kangaroo Day. I don't know what that is. Maybe you may be able to give me some directions or some understanding. That'll be really great. We're going to finish with the last question here. Will plague and pestilence go extinct and not reemerge? To answer your question, James, plagues and pestilence will remain here. I do see it actually making a comeback, specifically the ancient ones, as the world starts to experience global warming at a very rapid pace. I do see a lot of viruses and bacteria start to reemerge back into our bloodstream. So to answer your question, will plagues and pestilence go extinct? No. But will they reemerge? Yes. So to answer your question, I don't see it happening anytime soon. We will get to a point where we will be able to heal that type of stuff. But as of right now, the answer to your question is no. The rainbow does indeed sound nice. Why don't you remind me in a couple of weeks, or maybe there might be something on the news in Australia that might come about, and maybe we can revisit that. That might be able to give us a clear indicator. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate all your love, support, and support for the channel. It's been amazing to be here with you guys. I know that we're experiencing some sort of censorship on this YouTube channel. If you have not noticed, there's a decrease in viewership and also a decrease in subscriber count. But I want you to say, hold your ground, hold your game. You guys have been with me all along. Like I always said, the people who are meant to be here will be here. Those who don't will just leave, and that's perfectly okay. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all your continuous love. I don't do this for new people. I do this for you guys, the ones who have always been here, the ones you guys who have joined here and became a part of the community. I do this for you, not for those outside of it. Thank you guys. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.